myths and legends, the crystal ball was a prized asset that allowed its possessor to see into the future. Imagine I could give you a tool that would allow you to do just that. Predict the future. Well, you have just imagined your imagination. What an incredible gift, the ability to see into the future. You have your own crystal ball. I spent most of my career as a project manager. There are many arts and crafts to being a great project manager, but one of the key skills is the ability to predict risks that will stifle your project and then put actions in place to stop those risks becoming real and tangible problems. I was working on an IT project once, delivering a mission-critical IT system for a very large and famous bank. There was a lot riding on this project for my company, so I needed to be really on my game. I identified a huge risk that one of our key suppliers would not be able to deliver on time. In fact, there was a serious risk of them going out of business altogether during the project. Using the power of the imagination to spot this potential problem, I was able to line up 2 other suppliers that could be called on at short notice to bail us out. Seeing this potential future problem for the project was key to understanding and ensuring that the project was successful. Thankfully, the supplier didn't end up going bust and did deliver, but the power of predicting the future using my imagination could have been vital. I could give you countless other examples of how my imagination has been hugely beneficial to me. Remembering that we have a hunter-gatherer brain, being able to see future possibilities allowed our predecessors to come up with creative ways to track and capture their prey. The vast piles of mammoth bones at the bottom of cliffs is a testament to the power of imagination used by early humans. So by now, you may have realized that with every upside, there's a downside when dealing with the brain. And guess what? Our imagination does come with a significant downside. Our double-edged brain doesn't fail in this pattern with our imagination. Many people struggle with anxiety, and the cognitive or thinking part of anxiety, worry. Do you worry about things? Now take a moment and think about the types of things that you worry about on a regular basis. Here are some of the most common. Will I have enough money to pay off the mortgage this month? Will I lose my job? Have I got enough money for my pension? Will my partner leave me? What happens if my kids don't fit in and don't do well at school? Will I or my loved ones get ill or suffer from ill health? I could go on with a very long list of worries. It's literally endless. Now take a moment and think about what all these worries have in common. These worries are all about the future. This is your imagination at work. It's trying to do its job, which is predict the future for you. Your brain isn't just a pattern matching machine, it's actually also a prediction machine. Well, there's another thing that all these worries have in common. Have you noticed that they're all potentially negative future scenarios? The fact is your brain is heavily biased to the negative when thinking about your possible future, and this causes us psychological distress in the present moment while struggling with worry and its steroid-fueled brother, rumination. A common exercise I work through with my clients is to list out all the things that they're worrying about. As the client is often coming to me because their level of worry is keeping them awake at night or torturing them during the day, they really don't have many issues coming up with a list that looks something like the things I listed out earlier. Some of them are even a lot more bizarre than those. We then revisit the list in a month or 6 weeks' time. And guess what? None of the things they're worrying about actually happened. So what the hell's going on here? Why is our brain torturing us with worry and rumination about things that never come to pass? Well, always remember that your brain is trying to help you. Our bouncer friend is trying to keep trouble out of your life. Having the ability to predict bad things happening to us is enormously useful. Why? Because we can then start to do things to stop the bad stuff happening. A rather cruel experiment was run with bonobos, a close relative of the chimpanzee. The anthropologists studying the bonobos realised that some of the tribe were very skittish and anxious, whereas others were more calm and relaxed. The anxious bonobos were constantly checking the periphery of the tribe for danger and had restless nights, often waking up, checking everything was okay before going back to sleep once more. When the anthropologists removed the anxious bonobos from the tribe didn't last more than 2 weeks. The anxious bonobos were the ones that spotted incoming prey like leopards and snakes, and also approaching rival tribes. There's an evolutionary benefit for being anxious. It isn't there just to torture us. In fact, it's actually helping us navigate life more safely. And that is the secret to helping people with an overly excitable imagination that is causing anxiety and worry. Our brain is trying to help us. The secret to getting a good night's sleep after being bothered by troublesome thoughts is to take some real, tangible action to ensure the negative situation doesn't come about. This will then calm our bouncer brain and leave us, for a while, with a little bit of peace about the future.